we stop, we gon' get it done. Get it when we start, we gon' get it done. Start when we stop, we gon' get it done.
Anthony's World.
What's going on, everyone? I'm Anthony. You know me as Anthony's World. We are here with the one and only, the fucking Wolf.
Ow!
I love it. I love it. This man, I met him actually through Megan at a wedding, and we were just we saw each other. We were just like, I was like, damn, this dude's on his shit. We started vibing. We started talking, and we started hanging out. Now we fucking hang out once or twice a week. But he's gonna teach us a little bit of stuff about infinite banking, financial management, life insurance, and stuff along those lines. So, but first, I could not pronounce your full name, so please tell them
Okay,
the full name.
I got you.
And while you're doing that, I'm gonna
Light it up.
Light it up, sir.
That's right. Well, I appreciate the introduction, Anthony. I have to tell you, man, you're probably one of the most genuine people I've ever met. And it is not coincidence that we met at that wedding the way that we did and the way that we connected. So very, very grateful for you. And yeah, so my full name, I'm from Spain, so I have like 2-3 last names. So my full name is Iliad Trigo Moradnia, or Iliad Wulf Trigo Moradnia. So when I came to this country, I decided I wanted to adopt a middle name, and Wolf just was the one that was given to me by my industry. As you said, I'm in finance, and Wolf of Wall Street was getting very popular at the time that I started, and that's how we got it.
So, but weren't you were at a conference or something? You told me the other day you were at a conference or something, and then you started doing the
Yeah. Okay. So the first insurance company I was working with, I was one of the top producers the first few weeks, like in a row, and like I said, the Wolf of Wall Street meme was going around, and they were doing recognition and stuff. And when I got up there, I started doing the chant. I started to do the so, and then it just stuck. So from then on, I adopted the name of Wolf because it's a lot easier to pronounce than Iliad, and a lot of people couldn't pronounce that. So yeah, exactly.
I love it. So, we've been hanging out, we've been talking and stuff, and I really want to, real quick, if you can give me like a good short version for this audience, a little bit about your background, a little bit why you found this finance, why you found this space, and then like what you've learned about it and where you plan on going. So just a quick backstory of.
Of course, man. No, I appreciate that. So yeah, my background was never really into finance. I grew up, like I said, in Spain. My dad was a business owner. He had a large logistics business. So he did a lot of business in the Middle East and in Eastern Europe. So I grew up just pretty much watching him build that business. And when I got to the States, my main goal was to essentially build a business as well. So I wanted to become a business owner. And as I was going in between jobs, doing sales and door to door, I pretty much stumbled upon the opportunity of financial services after I lost pretty much everything. And I don't know, I kind of took it as a sign from God. I was like, hey, this is going to be your path. And at the beginning, I was not passionate at all. But I knew at the time that I was really good at sales, and I was really good at convincing people and, persuading them. So I decided to really give it a shot. And I haven't looked back in 7 years now that I've been doing this, almost a decade. So
Awesome, man. And I don't know if you mind speaking on losing everything. Number one, what that was like, and if you want to talk about it, you don't have to.
No, we'll talk about it, man. Listen.
I like to get down to the nitty gritty.
Absolutely, man. That way you'll get to know me a little bit better, right?
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
Right. So, no, it's an interesting story because, growing up, I wanted everything. I wanted everything that I could have, and just I really was kind of going through life without really like any direction. So I was a Spanish interpreter for a company called Seracom. Very grateful for them because it gave me the opportunity, to just still earn a wage. But I know I was underpaid there, but I never had really like a push that made me escape the 9 to 5. And so it was back in 2016. Yeah, I was living in a condo in Tempe, and my house got raided. So I was living in a kind of like a duplex type of a situation, and I was working like 10-hour shifts, and I didn't know this, but my downstairs roommate was a drug dealer. So so my house got raided, and then I pretty much lost everything. So obviously I got fired because the cops took everything, so I couldn't notify my employer. I had to few $1,000s saved in cash. Cops took it. My girlfriend left me at the time, and they also impounded my car as evidence. so I lost everything.
So in the midst of losing everything, also now you're starting. Are you realizing that like you lost everything, but like you really didn't lose everything? You lost a lot, but not everything.
Absolutely. So there's a story in the Bible, and I don't want to get very religious, right? But there's a story in the Bible of Job, and I've learned about this one like literally this week. One of my friends like told me about that stuff. And Job is essentially a very wealthy man and very opulent person, in the Bible, in the story, and I guess Satan is testing him, right? Because he wants to test his faith and show God that he's just all talk, right? So basically, long story short, he loses everything, and throughout him losing everything, he was still staying faithful to God, and at the end, God was able to reward him with everything. So
didn't he have six kids?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had like 6 or 7 kids. First lost some.
Yeah, he lost.
It's been a minute for me.
I have to read the chapter again, but pretty much.
No, and it just shows you like I've often said that I can't, not that I knock on wood, because I don't want to, but I can't wait for the day that I lose everything so I can start it all over and do it again. Not that I want to lose everything, but like there's a part of me that like there's a lot of times like Conrad hears me say all the time, like I just want to like go somewhere new and like not use my social media, not use anything, and just build a new business.
Start from zero.
Because like it's just fun, and it's just like the reality of it is that once you can do it once, you can do it again. And like the losing everything is like it's a very bold statement. I hear people all the time like I've lost everything. And in reality, they didn't lose nothing. They didn't lose their life. They didn't lose a loved one. They didn't lose all of that stuff. And so I love now that like you take it like you lost everything, but you're also on that positive note of it. Like you're like, yeah, I lost everything, but like now at the time it was probably everything to you.
It was.
Now looking back, you're like, it's probably nothing.
Yeah, literally.
Nothing.
I'm very grateful that happened, because like I said, without that happening, I wouldn't have without
Don't kill me, Conrad. Sorry. might burn a mic down over here.
Hey man, that's how you know it's not scripted. No, but yeah, like I said, so losing everything to me is just it's shedding a new skin, right? So if I wouldn't have lost all of that stuff, I wouldn't be where I'm at today, because I would have never found the opportunity. I would have still been in that dead end job, getting paid $11.25 an hour to just translate or like interpret, and I was literally running myself down because I was very suicidal. Like I was literally in a cubicle. I couldn't get out because. Yeah. This is one thing. If there's any interpreters out there, they know this, especially if they're like on the phone interpreters, bro. You cannot get up to go piss, because you're actively translating or like interpreting, and you're not even supposed to be a third party. You're supposed to translate in first person. So there was one time I got a nosebleed, and I was on a 2-hour call with this like immigration whatever, and I was bleeding on the table, and I couldn't go anywhere because like I'm supposed to like not even be human on that phone
Bleeding
call.
for the money.
literally bleeding for the money. So I'm very grateful that I lost it all.
Well, I know you just set back, but I want to say cheers to losing everything.
Cheers to
and
losing.
Rebuilding.
That's right. Man,
He drinks whiskey, I drink tequila.
Always got the best drinks. Man, you just switched to tequila. Don't lie, bro.
I know.
You want to tell us why?
It's a very recent. Because
You don't have
basically
to.
the doctor told me I was dying.
Oh my god.
Not really. I
not.
just found out that I have some food sensitivities, and wheat and gluten and yeast and stuff like that. Because I drank a lot of beer before was part of it. So I've just recently, and I've also found that like me drinking tequila, and I drink, it makes me drink a little bit less. I can sip on a glass of tequila, throw a little sparkling water in there, a little bit of lime, and I can sit back and relax. So it keeps me like from drinking less, and also I've lost like, I think I've lost like 4 or 5 pounds in the last week and a half.
Man, you look phenomenal, bro.
I appreciate that. I'm trying, man.
Come on, man. You're not trying. You're doing it, bro.
I had to lose some weight though.
Man, dude. Okay, sorry to interrupt you, bro, but you shocked me the other day at the cigar lounge when you said like you used to be a powerlifter, but then it makes sense because you do have some big fucking trunks.
Yeah,
like some tree trunks.
Big ass legs.
Yeah,
man.
bro.
I got some big ass legs.
Dude, you want to talk about that?
No, I do not want to talk about me being a powerlifter, because that was a time of my life where
you got to get back into
it.
it.
I'm not gonna be a powerlifter again. Fuck no. My dude, that shit hurts, bro.
It's okay, I'll do it for you, bro.
You can do it. You can lift all the world's weight for me.
I got you, bro.
You lift all the world's weight.
That's what we need here. Like,
But
right
I'm
next to
telling
the
you,
Illinois,
though, like, were you powerlifting when you were younger? Okay, so like
Not really,
I
no.
powerlifted when I was like 17,
Oh, yeah, no.
18, 19, 20, 21 until I was 22, and I feel it now in my body.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, and I got back into it recently a few years ago, and even like when I was like got back into it, like even just a few, I was a few months in, I was up to my buddy, and like I was starting to get into the fours and deadlifts again, and
That's
like,
wild, bro.
it just fucking like it's not. But I mean,
Man,
I use a trap
respectfully,
bar.
like, no,
I
for
use a
your
trap bar.
size, dude.
But I'm also shorter, so like I can do a lot of different. Like I can do like legs for me have always been my strong point.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man.
I have big legs. So, but I love that. I love that. So my next question to you is I have been learning the process of infinite banking. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And it's very, very powerful. And for people that are entrepreneurs, can you give us a quick rundown of what infinite banking is and why it's so powerful?
Absolutely, yeah. So, infinite banking, the easiest way to describe it is the ability or the strategy to be able to leverage the same dollar twice. So, in other words, being able to make money on the same dollar twice. So, a lot of people try to overcomplicate it, and they try to like use these coined words and keywords and stuff like that. And look, man, it all boils down to this. It's all arbitrage. So you trade. So in those trading accounts you have you can use leverage. You can sometimes like lend against it and all that kind of stuff, right? So it's kind of like a HELOC, right? The only difference is the reason why you can't do infinite banking with a house, for example, with a stock portfolio is because those assets are not like 100% safe, right? The housing market can go down and you essentially lose that asset or you lose value in it. Same thing goes for like a stock portfolio and it goes down. That's why, like, for example, like security-backed loans are essentially kind of like similar to that, but it still goes up and down. So to simplify the term of infinite banking is to be able to leverage. Imagine if you have like a big pool of cash that you're earning like 8% interest in, that you can borrow from it without losing the capability of earning that interest. And now you have this cash on hand that you can go invest into another cash flow and asset.
Yeah. I love that. So, and then I came up with a crazy idea trying to cheat the system again.
It is. And I'm going to have to be very careful how I word it, right? Because, like, obviously I'm under scrutiny, right? But
I'm not, so I can say what the fuck I want.
yeah, you can say whatever you want.
And I will continue to be the devil on the shoulder that says whatever the fuck y'all want.
That's right.
No, and, like, I like it because at the end of the day, and I will say, like, it is definitely a game for wealthier people. But what I've like really liked in the process is that I'm actually able to set my kids up. So if you want to talk about that, this is for people that are, more wealthy. This process is for the people that are more wealthy and people that have children. So what are we going to do for me and my kids that y'all have taught me recently?
Absolutely.
And it's not a very large investment.
Correct. No. So without getting into too much like in the numbers, right? Because that's your personal finance. But what we're going to do for you.
I show how much money I make all the time.
Okay. So, so essentially the plan that we had set up for you was you and your 3 partners, right? You guys wanted to do one through the company because this is one thing that people don't really understand about infinite banking. And the reason why it's so powerful is, number one, the IRS actually gives so much benefits with life insurance, especially if it's structured the right way, because based on tax code 7702, 72E, and 101A. And the only reason I'm saying that is so people can Google it.
I don't remember the first letter he said.
It's okay. That's why it's recorded.
There you go.
You can have that in subtitles. But anyways, the reason why those 3 tax codes are there.
And check him. Go check him. Make sure he's
check
make sure
me.
He's correct.
Fact check me. If I'm wrong, I'll give you $1,000 cash. I'm serious.
There it is.
That's right. Anybody that can fact check me and say that I'm wrong, I'll give you $1,000 cash. So the whole idea behind that is like those tax codes allow the money that's inside of a life insurance policy to grow tax-free. You can access it tax-free, and then it transfers to your kids and family also tax-free. So what we're going to do for you, essentially, we'll set up 3 personal policies, as well as a main corporate-owned policy as well too that will pay you guys an executive bonus plan. And all that really means...
Isn't it an executive bonus, kind of?
Yeah. Kind of. And all that really means essentially is that your company or the trust, the business trust that owns the company gets a write-off for all the premiums that are going inside of that policy, as long as it's structured correctly, right? So again, I don't want to get too much into detail
And
because
it's a dollar for dollar write-off.
correct, yeah. So it's exactly, yeah. And then you'll still have access to that money without any issues. Now, on the
Typically
personal
within
side,
how long?
so if it's structured correctly, which again I'm very proud to say, and all my clients can back me up, the way that I structure these plans for infinite banking purposes, they have access to the cash value right away, literally day one.
Yeah. Because
So-
most HELOCs take 6 months. So that's
Exactly.
what caught my eye about this.
And you got to do a credit check with a HELOC.
Oh, you don't have to do a credit check with this one?
Fuck no. Sorry.
No,
Heck no.
you can cuss all the fuck you
Yeah.
want.
Okay.
I do it all the
Fuck
time.
no. No credit checks.
Fuckno.
No.
No, I like that because I mean I don't mind the credit check, but I like that because when one of the big things that it took us a long time to do is like when we bought our first house, because we used our first HELOC with one of our partners. We bought a house together, fixed it up, and flipped it. We didn't flip it, but we put a renter in it and then got it appraised and then put a HELOC on it and then to get another house. But the process takes, a long time.
So long.
Which, I mean, it's still worth it. Like I'm not
sure,
gonna say
absolutely.
it's not worth it. It's still worth it. But I like the ability to be able to still earn on your
Exactly.
investment while pulling the money out.
Yeah. So and essentially, yeah, and that's the most important thing about it, right? When you actually do the numbers, when you do the math on those numbers, let's just say if you have $1 million inside of your infinite banking account, and let's just say now you have 100% liquidity, okay? And I'm doing that just because of just numbers, easy numbers. If you have $1 million in there and you're earning an average percentage of like 8% on that money, that means that you're making about 80 grand a year on that in interest, and it's tax free. Now, if you borrow that same $1 million from the insurance company is not giving you your million. All they are doing is they're leveraging and they're collateralizing the million inside of your account to give you their million. And that million, let's just say it costs you 4%. So if that million is costing you 4%, but internally you're earning 8, how much are you actually really making? You're making 4% spread. And now you also have the million on hand that you can go invest into, real estate, buy a business, trade, whatever you do, and then you can make more money on that money.
Yeah. So basically, and then the cool part about it is, and the reality of it is, and you probably can't say this, but you never have to really pay it back.
Actually, I can say that, yes.
Oh, okay. So that's the really cool part. You never have to really pay it back. So it's a good way of making an investment and then pulling out the money, and then what I'm starting to learn, what I'm starting to do is I want to buy a company, right? Here, literally, I want to buy a company right now, and I'm looking at it, and the company is I need to buy my portion. It's about $150,000.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to him, and I'm going to put $150,000 in a place. Into the life insurance policy.
Yeah.
My bad. Into the place and that place. Well, this
so
is the thing. This is his world. You find people. I've learned this. You find people to delegate things for you.
That's right.
Like I need to know my money goes somewhere and I get it back tomorrow. I don't give a fuck how it does it, why it does it, what it does. I don't give two flying shits. Okay.
That's right.
I'm here to make my money make me more money. So I'm going to give him $150,000, and then I'm instantly going to pull it out, and then I'm going to go buy the company. So if the company fails, my $150,000 is still making me money, and I never have to pay the money back.
Correct.
So therefore, I'm able to leverage the money so every time that I go to buy a company, buy a house, or buy anything, instead of putting the money down, I'm just going to go to him.
Yeah, why use your
buy
own
a
cash?
policy, and then immediately pull the money back out. So if the business fails, I'm not out any money.
That's right.
I mean, I'm out money in my pocket.
You're out 4%.
But
which is
my
what's costing you the
long-term gains are still going to be on that in the money. You know, does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So that's
You explained it pretty well.
That's a big thing for me. Is me, Nick, and Q. We are always looking to buy companies, buy real estate, make investments into company, and it's why would we just take money out of our bank account and send it to them?
Look, this is what I always say, right? It's look, it all boils down to this. These IULs, these life insurance plans, they're not going to make you millionaires and billionaires, right? Because again, look, 8% a year, sure, it's great compounding, right? In the long term, you're gonna make a lot of money, right? But the biggest thing when it comes to those type of plans is that you're using it for the leverage and because of the tax-free benefit and because it's safe and it's liquid. The whole idea is this: it's tied to an index. Let's just say the S&P 500 or the BNP Paribas, all these indexes that are trading in the stock market, right? The only difference is inside of these plans, you have a 0% floor. So when the market is bleeding like it is right now, my clients have never lost a single dollar because of the market downside. You know, so that's the beautiful thing, is that that's why you never have to pay the loans back.
Yeah.
The only reason why you would want to pay the loans back is just so you can capture the full interest.
Yeah.
You know, and the beautiful thing about these policies is that they're built specifically for you not to be able to over leverage yourself. Like, you can't borrow too much money. And what happens is, and the reason why you don't have to pay it back is because that 150 that you're putting in there, a percentage of that 150 is going towards buying a death benefit for the life insurance.
Yeah.
So whenever you pass away, guess what? It's going to be the death benefit minus outstanding loans.
And then my kids will get
The remainder.
Yeah, my kids will get the remainder of the money. So all this time, like I've been taking cash out of my bank to buy investments. It's like I'm no longer
that thing
gonna
on
be
your
doing
wrist.
that. Yes, like this.
You could have used that.
Well, yeah, but I
It's all
paid,
good,
I
brother.
paid Bitcoin. It was profit.
So there you go.
It was
There you go.
all
Leverage,
good and fun.
right? Use
yeah,
leverage.
I use leverage. You know, but that's the reality of it. And then also another cool feature. Speaking of for my kids, like I mean, I'm at a point now in my life and in my career where I'm no longer thinking about what I want now, what I want to do, because like I'm not, you know, knock on wood, but like I'm not set for life. But
If you're gonna say knock on wood, knock it.
oh shit,
Come on, there you go.
I'm not set for life, but I'm pretty fucking set. Like I'm pretty set. Like I have the connections, I have the relationships, I have the investments, I have the assets, I have everything around me, right? So for me now, it's about how do I create generational wealth? How do I make an impact on my kids' kids? How do I create something that can change the world and change and create legacies and create empires? And for me, this is just a piece in my puzzle. This is a piece in my puzzle. It's not going to be the way that I make money. It's not going to change how much money I make. It's not going to change anything about my day-to-day life. It's just all I know is that when I die, by the time I'm done making investments in that, because I'm only 27, in the next 20 years of me making investments, instead of just making an investment and having the possibility of losing money, I'm just going to rack up on insurance policies. And then when I fucking die, my kids are going to be fucking loaded because instead of losing $700,000, $800,000 on this investment, or instead of this investment turning out making really well, you know, and if the investment goes well, then boom. But at the end of the day, I'm just going to keep stacking life insurance policies and turning them, and they're called LUIs, right?
IULs.
IULs. I fucking always get that.
But you know what's funny?
IUL.
Everybody says LUI, UILs, like everything besides IUL.
It's an IUL. So I'm just going to be stacking all these policies up for my children and for them to be able to do what they want to do.
That's right.
And so speaking of for my children, this is another thing that was really cool, and this is for the people, the folks that are really wealthy.
Yeah.
The
You
folks
have to be a
that are
qualified purchaser.
the people that are building legacies and they are building, you know, on the inside of their life. So if you could explain a little bit into that and like what we're setting up for my kids, that's going to really set them up by the time they're older.
So this right here is called premium finance, and and by the way, full disclaimer. IULs, anybody can own them. You just have to make sure you work with the right agent. And the reason why I say that is because, look, by me talking about this, I'm going to get a lot of heat and a lot of hate from agents, even from my own brokerage. And the reason why is because 90% plus of life insurance agents do not know how to structure these life insurance policies. That's why anybody that's listening right now that had an experience with an IUL or life insurance in general, they'll say, oh, like it's such a bad investment. You lose all your money, blah, blah, blah. Look, I'm not going to dispute that because I believe that you've lost money in that IUL. And the reason why is not because the IUL or the actual company, is simply because the agent that you had has structured that policy to make him the most amount of commission. An average policy of somebody that's putting $10,000 a year into one of these plans, like a middle income class, right, 10% of their income or 15% of their income, right, for the right agent that structures it the right way, will pay him barely about a couple $100, like maybe like $500-800 in commission. If the agent does not structure this plan correctly, that agent will make $6,000, $8,000, up to $10,000 for that same premium or for that same policy. So what does that tell you? That the entire premium that person has paid has gone to what? Yeah. To the commission of the agent, right? So that's why I always say, it's like you have to make sure you work with the right agent. And the only thing I'm going to toot my own horn on this is that I know how to build these policies to the exact detail to make sure my commissions are caught by 70 to 90% and that are set up for success. And I know a handful of people that know how to do it as well, right?
But if you don't, before you, why are you doing that? I mean, you're in this to make money.
Absolutely. But you know what, dude? The way that I see it is, look, I've been doing this for 7 years, and the reason why I'm so successful now and the reason why I have all these clients that I've never lost is simply because I've done that. I always believe that. It's like, and it's kind of weird, right? Because most
doing
people,
the right thing is always the right thing.
right. And you know what's funny? People always say, it's like, oh, that's weird. Like, you're just going to do this out of the kindness of your heart? Yes. Yes, I am. I'm going to do it out of the kindness of my heart because I believe that God is going to repay me like tenfold. If I do it the right way, it's just like, it's not that hard.
Yeah. And I mean, at the end of the day, you're still making money.
Absolutely. It's going to take me a little bit longer. That's why, dude, you know what's funny?
But you're going to make more because you're meeting people like me and other people. And I'm going to
Exactly.
introduce you to people. And if you take care of me.
Dude, you're going to take care of me for the rest of my life. That's why, like, dude, you're my lottery ticket. You're my retirement, bro. Respectfully.
I love it. Hey, I'm here for it.
It's
you
okay.
take care of me. You scratch my back, I scratch yours.
Dude, I already told you, man. Like, I'm gonna reinvest back into you. It's literally reciprocal. That's why you'll see there's so many agents out there that are making so much more money than I am, and they have less clients than I am. And then when you look at the math, it's not mathing. It's mathing for them, but it's not mathing for the client, dude.
Yeah.
So, but going back to the original topic about premium finance, okay? So the reason why premium finance has to be done for qualified purchasers, right? And under the SEC guidelines, I believe it's somebody that's making or that has a net worth of $2 million plus, or that's making more than $200,000 a year.
Almost five.
Or 5 million, yeah. So it changes all the time.
Okay.
So
I mean, I just like that's what they asked me for.
Yeah. So that's probably what it is. Yeah, it's because it changes all the time because there are some companies out there that will allow you to do premium finance, not on a 10-to-1 leverage. They'll do like a 3-to-1 leverage.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, but anyways,
Which is still way better.
it's way better, right? Here's the problem, though. Again, in order for you to be able to use premium finance, the reason why it's important to be a qualified purchaser is because, again, you don't need to have access to that money right away, right? That's why you're locking that money, and that's why for kids makes a lot of sense. You know, because that kid, for example, your kids, how old are they?
4 and 2.
Okay, perfect.
Well, about to be 4. Yeah, 4.
Okay, perfect. So the easy math, okay? And again, don't quote me on this. I'm not actually giving like actual numbers, okay? I'm just doing like a little bit of like illustrated math, okay? But essentially, though, how the math would work is if you have $500,000, okay? And you want to put it into that kid's policy, okay? The average IUL would double that in about 10 years, okay? So essentially, we go from $500,000 to $1 million within 10 years. Okay. The way that premium financing works is that the bank will actually finance you the premiums 10x. So instead of putting $500,000 over the course of 5 years, you're putting $5 million over the course of 5 years. So therefore, you do $5 million times 2, right? Because it doubles in 10 years. And after 10 years, that $5 million has grown to $10 million. So that $500,000 that you're paying of premium, you're paying to the bank as interest payments. So after that 10-year period, what do you owe the bank? Just the principal, which is $5 million.
Yep.
But if your account is worth $10 million, you just pay off the bank $5 million, and then the remainder, the $5 million, is working like a regular IUL. Yeah. So now you're still making interest on $5 million. So you still 10x your money within 10 years.
Yeah. So in 10 years, you can 10x your money instead of 1xing your money.
Exactly.
Or 2xing your money. But that's what we're doing for our kids.
Absolutely.
Is because, I mean, I'm going to spend money on them and make sure that they're taken care of, obviously. So I'm putting in premium financing every year, and I'm putting new policies every single year. You know, and it can be. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. It can be $25,000 a year. It could be $50,000 a year. And I mean, I know that I say that it's nothing crazy, but like in reality, when you have kids and your money goes a lot, when you start making a lot more money, you realize like that, like I can do it. And not to mention, it's also a 100% write-off. Mm-hmm. It's a 100% write-off for me to do that. So I'm either going to pay that money to the government, or I'm going to put it into my kid's future.
That's right. And it's very important to actually make that distinction too. The only reason it's going to be a write-off is because of the way that his trust and his business is set up. Again, so not the average person can't do that. That's why it's important to understand that you have to be a qualified purchaser to do it, right? That's why you have to have a good team of accountants, which you obviously have, right? Yes. And that's why, for example, the Trumps never pay any federal income tax. That's why his son-in-law didn't pay any federal income tax. And people get upset about it. And instead of getting upset about it, why don't you learn? Yeah, why don't you learn how to do it?
Fucking learn how these people are doing.
You know what I always
say?
I always say the tax code is a code for a reason, because you just have to crack it. And if you crack it, you fucking learn how
what
to.
is what is the saying? It's not illegal to avoid taxes. It's illegal to evade taxes.
Yes, that's the one.
Is
Tax
that what- is that-
avoidance.
is it-
Tax avoidance is legal. Tax
Evasion?
is not.
It's not illegal. It's not legal.
It's not legal. It's not legal.
It's not legal. Not even close.
Exactly. By the way, this is not tax or financial advice.
Not at all. Not at all. This is two
Just
dudes.
two
drinking.
guys like talking.
Two dudes drinking and talking. You know what I'm saying? So, now after this, after this life insurance and the policies and stuff like that, what is your play? What is your plan next? I know you're building your network, and this is, and I love this because at the end of the day, this is what business is. This is what business is, and a lot of my followers are traders. They're, they want to learn how to trade. They want to do this, but at the end of the day, once you become successful in industry, you're always going to grow and evolve. And I always say that not everybody. Not everybody. I always say that if you're in real estate, you don't only sell houses. You don't only buy and hold houses. You don't only flip houses. You do them all, right? If you're in real estate, you're in the game of fucking real estate. Like, why would somebody that is and knows the market just selling? Why wouldn't they buy and fix and flip houses? Why wouldn't you do that? Exactly. You know what I mean? So, what is next for you in the financial market? What is next for you? What is the plans, and how do you plan on capitalizing on it? Because you're here for the long-term game. And I love that.
So, great question, man. I love that. By the way, I am a product of the product. So I practice what I preach. I have these IULs myself. My little brother has it as well. I've been putting money in it since he was 14, or like since he was 13, actually. He's like about to turn 17 now. So again, even when I was broke, I was still putting money in it because I believed so much in it. My mom has a policy as well too. So my biggest goal is to be able to do what I said, right? So to do what you're doing, right? Which is buy businesses, buy more cash flowing assets. Because again, the life insurance is not going to make me the money. What's going to make me the money is the assets I'm going to be able to buy from it that's going to cash flow for me, right? Now, why am I doing?
King.
That's right, cash flow is king. Now, why am I doing all of this stuff, dude? Is I have a higher purpose. I have a bigger purpose of what I want to do in life, and I think we've discussed that a couple times, right? I have to be very careful of what I say because the powers that be have a lot of control, and I do not want to get Epsteined. But, right? And the reason why I say that is because I want to be able to put a stop to child sex trafficking. That's why I've been very involved with OUR, or I'm trying to get very involved with OUR, and I'm part of a nonprofit as well, too, that's called, ironically, it's called the Wulf Project. And
love that.
It's not a nonprofit that I started. I just literally found out from a friend, from a really good friend of mine that got me connected, and it's so crazy that the name of the organization is called the Wulf Project, and they're doing sting operation. What?
There's a connection.
That's a connection. That's it.
That's what I'm saying.
So my goal is that. My goal is to be able to have a syndicate, right, or an organization of friends like you. Like I need people like you. I want to be able to make you $1 billion as quickly as I can, so you can go double that and 10x that to 10 billion, right? So if we're all billionaires and we have all this kind of money, I truly, truly, truly believe that we can make a huge dent into sex trafficking, and we can really
in the world,
exactly.
And speaking of that, is like I'm a very big believer in that, and I agree. That's like one thing. Everyone has seen, on my social media, that one thing that I do every year is I donate a very large amount of money to care.org, and that's like kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
They're trying their best, and they're building it, and it's a nonprofit. It's one of my good friends. He started up, and they're just. Honestly, the dude is just a fucking. He's one of the most kind, nice, great dudes. So if you ever want to check anything, it's called care.org.
Care.org.
I donate a very large amount of money to them simply because I believe in him, I trust him, and that is it's very big. Especially having kids, it's a very big place in my heart, and I'm there with you. I'm there with you, and I learned a long time ago. I can't do that. Like I can't do what he does. I can't get out there and I can't do that. But what I can do is make massive amounts of fucking money and give the money to him.
Exactly.
To
Same
fund
here,
it.
right?
Like that's what I'm good at. Like I'm good at money. Like I know my lane, and I'm not good at a lot of things. I'm actually very shitty at a lot of things. I'm not good. But I somehow found a way.
I disagree. You're really good at a lot of things. You're just not giving yourself credit.
No, I mean I am good at a lot of things, but like I'm very good at making money. Like that's about it. Like that's my very good skill set. Right? Like that's my one thing I'm very good at. And but I want to make more of a difference, and I've been trying to find my cause and my purpose. And inside of me trying to find that was me realizing that that's how I'm going to make the change. That's how I'm going to make the cause. As long as I stay focused in my lane. I can't be the guy that goes out and starts the nonprofit. I can't be the guy that goes out there and helps these kids. I can't do it. Like, my mental capacity doesn't sustain very well in that environment, but I can be the person that funds it and makes so much money that I can write him a fucking massive ass check.
Yeah.
We have a video. We'll drop it somewhere, but I have a video of me putting that if he could hit the ball on the green, I'd give him $50,000 check. He hasn't hit a green all day.
That's so
It was
funny.
the 18th hole, and I gave him a 50. He hit the green. The fucking one time I put money on it.
That's so
He fucking
funny.
hit the green, and then
Hey,
and
I'll
so,
take
like,
on that bet, man. Let's go golfing.
That's what I'm saying. But that's what I do. That's my big thing is like I'm here to make the money so that I can create the change with my money. That's where I'm at with it. And so I feel like inside of this, and what I'll circle back around to it is learn your fucking lane. Learn your lane. Learn what it is what you want to do, and learn how you want to do it, and stick with that lane. Because that's what's gonna really. Because everyone has a reason and a purpose. Whether you call it God or intuition, whatever you want to call
Universe,
it.
whatever.
The universe, the natural evolution of everything. Everyone has a purpose for what they're supposed to do and why they're here. And if you can find that and follow that, you will become really, really successful. And that's like why I do this podcast, and that's why I interview all kinds of amazing people, because I've learned a long time ago that not everyone's purpose or goal in life is the next person's.
Exactly.
It's just not. That's not how the world works. So learning that and doing that, it set me free in all kinds of ways. Instead of it stopped. I felt like for a long time I was being pulled everywhere. Like, do this, do this, do this. You're really good at this, and this. It's like, no, I'm really good at fucking making money. I'm gonna keep making money.
Can we talk about that for a second, man? Because like you just kind of triggered me, like in a good way, because you said something very important, which is like staying in your own lane. Have you noticed how serial entrepreneurship has like rose so quickly? Like now everybody does everything. Now everybody is picking up every single skill set. Like everybody does credit repair, everybody does real estate, everybody does ERC, everybody does crypto, everybody does everything. Everybody's an expert on everything. But it's so funny because
Too many fucking mentors.
yeah, like why can't you just stick to one thing, get really good at it, and then if you want to dabble into everything else and invest,
It's called fear.
right?
It's simply called fear.
Right.
And-
So okay. So can I ask you a question? So when you started your trading journey, right? You probably got offered to do a bunch of other things. So what kept you on the path of trading? Like why didn't you divert to doing mortgages or real estate and all these other like opportunities? Why did you stick with real estate? With trading, and what kept you actually on the mission on the path?
Because I wanted to be the best trader in the world. I wanted to be the best trader. That was simply, I wanted to be the best. I wanted to beat the game. I was simply here to beat the game. And at the time, I mean, honestly, call me naive, call me crazy, call me all these things. I was so fucking young. I have a saying, young, dumb, and full of cum. That was me. Like, I was so fucking young and just dumb that I thought that, like, Forex was the game. I thought Forex was life. I literally was the guy that was like, Forex is life. Like, if you're not trading Forex, you're doing something wrong. Boy, was I fucking wrong. Boy, was I wrong. But I was so dumb and naive that it was great for me. Because in that midst of things, I was so determined to be the fucking best that I was so blinded by anything else. You couldn't tell me there was another industry that was better.
Yeah.
And I still don't think there is, but I was so, like, I was the fucking horse.
Yeah.
With the fucking races and the fucking blinders on. That was me. And that was how I felt in this industry. And so I just wanted to be the best. Mm-hmm. And am I the best? I like to think I am. I
think a lot of people will agree that you probably are the best.
I am and I'm not. Like I've done some really crazy things. But like I'm at a point now in my life and my career where we've been talking about it a lot. It's not my passion anymore.
Sure.
And I just don't really care about it anymore. So like that's kind of created a bad rep for me in the industry. So now my main focus is I want to build businesses and I want to use the wealth that I've built. And I'll be the first person to admit, and I've said it many times, Forex trading is not how I got all of this. It was the start to all of this, but it's not how I got all of this. I'm not able to walk around with fucking the most expensive watches in the world because of just Forex. Forex was the start of it. Forex led me to the connections. Forex led me to the industry. Forex led me, and I will always be grateful for it. But it's not how I got all of this. I'm evolving, I'm growing, and I'm changing constantly. And like that's my biggest tip of advice is like I have a lot of friends of mine that are mentors and in the Forex space, and they're still very, very passionate about Forex. And you have to realize that like it seasons come and go for a reason, and that season is behind me now. And so it's really cool to see a lot of my friends, but I'm starting to see a lot of my friends' seasons just now starting in Forex, even though they've been involved for a long time. Their seasons are just now starting. Yeah, and it's really fucking cool to see.
Absolutely,
it's really cool to see.
It's like you're like a proud parent.
Well, I'm not a parent, but like kinda, yeah. Like I mean, it's just like a long time ago, like especially in my industry, and it's probably the same in your industry, that you see a lot of people trying to compete with each other.
Yeah, man.
And it's fucking
it's so toxic, dude.
Yes, it's so toxic, and I hate it. And that's the biggest like thing that I hate about my industry. But at the end of the day, I'm at a point now where it's like I used to get mad and I used to get angry and I used to judge people for like, oh, like you think you have it figured out and all this. And it's like, but if I was in their shoes, I'd probably be trying to do the same thing or doing the same thing. So I can't judge them anymore. I learned a long time ago and along this journey that things are what they are and they're going to continue to be what they will continue to be.
That's right.
And I know that sounds very like redundant in saying that, but it's like it's the truth. It's the fucking truth. And so I have no more bad blood, no more hating, no more judging, no more. It's just pure understanding that it's just seasons of fucking life, and we all go through it.
Well, you know, it's funny. It's like the way that you describe that is pretty much like a mantra of stoicism, right? Which again, the only thing that you can control is your actions, your intentions, and yourself, right? Your own soul. Everything else is indifferent to you, right? Like the people around you is indifferent, the circumstances around you are indifferent. You know why? Because you can't control it. Yeah. It is what it is, right? And it's always been like that. It's human nature, and it's just the nature of the world. You can't control everything.
You know a fun fact?
Yeah.
So everyone knows Miss Anthony's World.
Yeah.
Okay. So I literally have a rose tattooed on my hand, right here. So I have a full rose tattooed on my hand. I have a hand holding the world. I have a hand holding the world with a rose on it. And the reason I named myself Anthony's World was simply because I always believed that the world is in my hands. So not the entire world, but my world.
Your world.
And I can control my world. So like a lot of people bypass and they skip like, oh, Anthony's World, like they saw all this other stuff. It's like, no, the reality is that my world is in my hands. No matter what trauma, no matter what I've been through, no matter the great things that I've been through, the worst things that I've been through, it always happened because of me, not to me. And that's what I believe in. And so like that was why my name is Anthony's World.
I love that, bro.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that. I feel like you're and that like in about like 100, 200 years from now, you're going to be a stoic.
Hopefully I'm still alive.
Oh, shit. Okay. we're going to get into that kind of stuff now.
Hopefully I'm still alive.
Hey, man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's like, shout it out. Living icon. So that's another thing. So you see the sign up there that says Living Icon?
Living Icon.
It's kind of been my brand, Living Icon. And the reason I want to do this is like I'm creating a project called like the Better Man Project inside of Living Icon. And the reason that is because everyone thinks an icon is someone that's dead.
Ooh.
Why can't you be a living icon?
Very interesting.
And so like that's why I only interview people that I believe that will be in the world state an icon, but in reality, you know, you can be a living icon.
Man.
Right here. And that's the whole point of why I'm doing this podcast is because I interview people that are fucking great. They're great humans, they're great people. What I'm saying
I feel very special,
What I'm saying
bro.
is you're great. You're a great
man,
person.
you're going to make me tear up, bro. Come on, dude. I get very emotional, man. Come on, dude.
But that's like why I'm doing this is because I want people to realize the power is in themselves.
Come on, man.
And so let's create icons. Let's create fucking living icons.
Let's fucking create icons, bro. Living icons. That's right, bro.
I love that.
Man, I appreciate you so much, man. You're like I told everybody I tell about you, like
It's all
Blake.
bad.
Huh?
It's all bad.
No, not at all, man. Like Blake and Michael, man. I like the guys from FGMB.
Yeah, I just did a podcast with them.
I know.
Here.
Dude, they're like one of the best people I know. They're like really, really good friends of mine. They're also clients of mine as well too. So it's like, and I knew the moment you guys connected, it's like, man, this is gonna be one of the best collabs ever. And you guys pretty much like.
You're the master connector.
I appreciate that.
You're the
I
master
think,
connector. You've connected me with a lot of fucking people. Now it's my turn to connect you with a lot of people.
Man, I would appreciate that a lot. But you know what, man? Like, I always do that without any expectance, you know, because I honestly say, like, I can honestly say, I really like you. Like, you're a really good dude.
I really like you too.
I appreciate
Did we
that,
just become
man.
best friends?
Yes. Did we just become best friends?
Did we just I love that.
No, seriously, man. I don't like a lot of people in this world, and I don't mean to say that I have a very hateful heart. Like, I love people just in general, right? But a lot of people take advantage of people, and a lot of people have hidden agendas. And I can tell you, and I tell this to everybody, it's like you have a very genuine heart. And I know I just met you like not too long ago, but you can tell when somebody has wrong intentions. You can tell.
Yeah.
And you don't get to this level of success that you're at right now by doing the wrong things all the time. No. And especially, I've never met anybody that says anything wrong, anything bad about you.
Hopefully.
No, I've honestly.
Well, I appreciate that.
I've never met anybody that
it.
says anything bad about you. And I've never sensed anything bad about you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's why my
All
goal
good
is like,
vibes.
I want to, like, if I can do anything to help you, you know, get to the next level or do anything that I can, or just simply just show love, right? Like, regardless of what you do for me, like, it's not about me, bro. It's whatever he tells me to do, like, I follow his path, you know, and he put me in your path. You were in my path for a reason, you know? So I truly, truly believe that we're meant to do great things. And at the end of the day, I just want to serve you in the best way I can.
And I want to say, ladies and gentlemen, this is what success is. Right here. This is it. Like, this is what true success is. Smoking a cigar, drinking whiskey or tequila. I like sparkling water, so I'm drinking
Dude,
sparkling
me too,
water.
Bro. Where's my sparkling water?
Oh, my bad. My bad.
I'll get
It's
some
over
later.
there. Yeah, we'll get it. But this is what true success is. The people that you have around you that you see that are successful, if someone's hating on someone else, they're not successful.
Bro.
I don't give a fuck what you say.
Yes.
They're not successful.
Correct.
The true successes of the world are the ones that show nothing but love, positivity, and are willing to grow with people and help people without anything in return, no expectations. This is it. This is what life is about.
Yeah.
And I can say, like, honestly, you can hand me $100, $200, $300 million right now, and I probably wouldn't be doing anything other than still drinking 1942 on the rocks with a cup of sparkling water, drinking a. The only thing that might be different is we might be in a yacht.
Okay.
We might be on a yacht, or
That's right.
or I might have a Bugatti and a jet behind us instead.
Hell yes.
But that's about it. I would still be doing the same exact
same thing.
because I still want to spread the message. I still want to bring love, and I still want to bring positivity, and I still want to connect with people. Because what the fuck is the point of having money if you're gonna sit in your fucking house and do nothing with it?
You know, it's very interesting. Like so when it comes to power, right? Like they say, like absolute power corrupts absolutely. And it's a good experiment to see when you have a lot of power, right? And you still choose to do things the right way when you have no sort of a repercussion. You know what I mean? Because like, realistically speaking, bro, you could be one of those you could have had the potential to be one of the Forex scammers. It's simply because you have the lifestyle, right? You have the track record.
Basically, what I get accused of being every day.
Yeah, with no evidence. With no evidence.
None
That's
at all.
right. And that's why it's important for people to understand that, dude, what you do on a daily basis is not different than what you would have done like 10 years ago. All it changes is the circumstance and the location that you're at.
And the cars you drive.
And the cars you drive.
And the
That's
cars
it.
and the liquor you drink and the cigars you smoke. Don't get me wrong. I like it much more on this side.
Absolutely.
What does he say? What does he?
Yeah.
I choose rich every fucking
Yeah, I've been
time.
broke, I've been poor man, and I've been a rich man, and I choose rich every fucking time.
And that's the damn truth. I love it. This man with the movie references. Real quick, where can everyone find you? Do you have a YouTube? I know you have an Instagram. Yeah. You have a YouTube.
I'm working on the YouTube, so nothing yet.
Come on, bro. Get your shit right,
Man,
dog.
you're
Come
right,
on.
you're right,
Come on,
you're
get
right.
your shit. There's no
Che,
excuses.
we got to talk after. We got to get on that YouTube train.
Let's do it.
Yeah, but no, people can find me on Instagram at Wulf DSD, and it's spelled WULF D as in David, S as in Sam, D as in David.
Awesome. We will put that somewhere down below. Also, if you are interested in life insurance,
The right kind.
we will put your email below.
Correct.
We'll put your email below somewhere down.
Yep, in the description, whatever, like
Yeah,
captions,
wherever the
notes,
fuck
and all stuff,
Conrad
yeah.
decides to put it. And then also, I know you have an opportunity for people to make money with you
Absolutely.
as well. So if you want to be mentored and learn from
It's not
one
going to
of the
cost
best,
you anything, I promise.
if you want to, yeah, if you want to learn and you want to be mentored by one of the best in the game,
I appreciate that.
go ahead and reach out to him because there's really, really high income opportunities.
That's right.
With him, and you know what? Maybe he'll be generous, and if you can say, "Hey, I found you from Anthony's World podcast," maybe my next policy that when I go to buy a company, he might put it under you or something
That's
like
right.
that. He might put it with you. You know, come work with him. I don't know.
That's right.
So you might have some free money just coming your
That's
way.
right.
But I love it, man. If you can, real quick before we wrap this up, share one tip of like just life advice and success. And I always put success in quotation marks because I never believe that anyone is truly successful.
Correct.
That's just my motto. But if you could share one tip for life and one tip for becoming successful, what is it?
The biggest thing that I can say for people to really, really take heed on this advice is to treat life and treat everything that you have as if it's not yours, if it's been given to you and you're just the steward of it. One of the biggest things, one of the biggest words that has made such an impact in my life has been stewardship. And that essentially means to manage your assets and everything that you're given, right, in a way that you're just a treasurer, right? So God has given you, God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, right, whatever you believe in, has given you what you have, and you must steward it as is not yours because it can be taken from you at any point, at any moment. So that's what my tidbit would be is to treat life like it's not yours, like it's not guaranteed, that anything can be taken from you at any moment. And if you steward it, guess what? You're going to have more abundance come to you because why? Because you're a good manager. That's why, again, right, if you're good at trading and if I give you money and you make me money, guess what? I'm going to give you more money. And the same thing goes for me, right? If I make you more money with my life insurance policies, right, guess what? You're going to give me more money so I can go make you more money. So I'm going to be a good steward of the assets that you give me so you can go ahead and give me more because I've made you more. Does that make sense? It's all about stewardship. We have to be financial stewards. We have to be physical stewards, of our health. Just be a good steward of anything that you have in life. That's what I would say. That's my number one tip, and it's changed my life forever.
I love that. Absolutely love that. We're going to end it on that. Everyone, please go give this man a follow.
Thank you.
And if you have not yet, please subscribe. Also, hit that like button. And also, there's a little bell somewhere. Turn that notification bell on so you can be notified every single time we drop these because we are coming back with these podcasts. They're pumping out. We're ready. Ain't that right, Level Boy? Ow. Also, share this with everybody because this is something that everyone needs to see. And, bro.
I appreciate you so much, man.
I appreciate
God bless
you too, bro.
Love you, bro.
Much love always. Let's go. Peace.
Start when we stop, we gon'